Hello and welcome to my channel. I'm Julie from Julie Davis Flower Workshops and Flower Start, the online flower arranging classes. I don't know whether you've been watching my decluttering videos, but I'm now sure that I'm on to my very last leg of my Christmas tidy up. And what I've got here is a stack of door wreaths. I haven't even counted how many I've got. So some of these are sample pieces from they're quite heavy, flower arranging classes, and others are door wreaths that I've had at home as well. So my job today is to go through each of the wreaths and see what I can salvage and reuse for another time. So this storing here, I need to get rid of all the greenery, but I could save the frame at the back for another year. All I'm going to need for this is a long time, some patience. I'm sitting on the hard floor of my workshop, so I have to see how long I last. But I just need a pair of scissors. I've got a bucket here for all the everything that can go on the compost heap, and I'll see whether I can save any of the pine cones and cinnamon sticks. So I might be here for some time. So I hope you enjoy the video, give it a like, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel, hit the notification bell, and then you'll always know when I upload a new video. To make my job a tiny bit easier, I'm going to divide my wreaths into piles because I've got a combination of fresh wreaths, and I did do some artificial wreaths that I hung up in my kitchen this year. So that was my deluxe model, which obviously isn't looking quite so deluxe anymore, but it is a few months old by now. And that one was made at the end of October as a sample. And so October, November, December, January, that's coming to 3 months old now. This one, I think possibly I might save like a sort of autumn themed wreath. I might just put that to one side. That was a project that I made in my my Christmas flower club. So I can say, again, I'm not sure about that. I think I might compost most of that. That's a composty little Christmas star that I can take apart and reuse. And these were my favourite wreaths this year. This really minimal look, so that won't take too long to take apart. And then the fake wreaths here. This is something I made for my mum. She's got quite a warm house, and I thought it would be quite nice for her. She actually hung that up indoors. I was going to take off all the silks and pack them away so I could rejuvenate that for next year, but I just don't think I can be bothered. So I'm going to put that one back in with my Christmas bits. And then these were the two matched fake wreaths that I had in my kitchen hanging up at the windows. And again, I was thinking that I would take off the sort of red cranberry berry wreath, because it's two wreaths in one, and have those up on my kitchen to sort of keep the festivities going without looking overtly Christmassy. But I think too much time has passed now, so they are going to go back in the loft, and I will decide what to do with them next year, whether I bring them out and just give them a bit of a zhuzh up next year, or whether I take them apart and add some new bits to them. So that's the 3 fake wreaths. I should put those across to one side. Bits are falling off though, bad workmanship. So I will save those bits and they can be glued back on another time. I'm going to make my job really easy, and I've got a pile now, putting up in the loft. That was a keeper as well. So I've got my sort of fresh wreaths, more sort of traditional look to them, and my more modern ones. I'm going to start with the fresh wreaths, and then if I get tired and need a break, I can come back. So I'm just going to set myself some time to do this. So what I'm going to do here is turn the wreath the wrong way round and snip away at the string. So if I wanted to save the string, I could unwind, but I'm not sure that I really want to do that. It's going to take me ages. So I'll carefully snip off all the string. Then I should, if I put my compost bucket here, should be able to flick most of it straight into the bin. So there is the original twiggy wreath, which I can put away and reuse for another time. Now what I am going to do is just delve into my compost bin to see whether any of these pine cones are worth resaving. I think they probably are. So I've got a couple of cinnamon sticks and a handful of pine cones, so I'm going to save those and I can reuse those for another project. Then on to my twiggy wreaths. What I'm going to do here is to take the ribbon off because I can reuse the ribbon. And I'm probably just going to put all of that into a compost bin. And then with the little bow that I'd made, it's attached onto a Florist wire, so I take that off. I've got a nice length of ribbon. I'll put that in my present wrapping drawer, and then next time I send a gift to a friend, it can be wrapped up with a nice piece of ribbon. So this little wreath, very minimal look, and I've attached the greenery with pieces of wire. So I need to make sure those bits of wire don't go in the composting bin. So I am going to have to unwind everything. I've got a hoop that I can use any time of the year, and then this one bit of wire, I scrunch it up and then I'll put that in my recycling bin. So now on the really fiddly bits, I want to be able to reuse these pine cones, but for a different project. So I'm going to take off the wires and put the wire in recycling, and then save the pine cone for something else. So I've got here a little pile of things. I'm going to work my way through those. There is a bit of space on the floor, it's getting all a bit messy. So, job done really. I just need to sweep the floor now. So I've got a pile of my fake door wreaths to go back into the loft. I've got pine cones that can be reused another year. And then all the wires I took off I put into recycling. And then the bare wreath frames, these were twiggy ones, which I just need to make sure they've dried out before I put them away. But I can reuse at any time. I don't think a wreath should necessarily just be for Christmas. I like to have a wreath on my door all year round and just make it look a bit more seasonal. And then the metal clattering you heard was my lovely modern hoop. And then my driftwood sticks, which I can use for another project later in the year. And then last but not least are my lovely ribbons, because I went for a Scandi inspired theme this year. I went for reds and whites. So they don't look really, really Christmassy, but they will be great for present wrapping during the year. That's all from me for now, and I'll see you another time.